They're out on the field. The pride of the Southland band crisply marches into the Giant T. The rear, the roar of 97,000 fans rises with each rhythmic step. In the background, George Beatsis is singing "Fight, Vols, Fight." The orange and white Shakers flood the air. The Volunteers are ready at the north end of the football field to burst through the gate. They're coming now, racing onto the field through the Giant T. In that magic moment that says, wherever you are, it's football time in Tennessee.
Welcome to the Talkin Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Transfer portal season is officially here. Well, not officially. It's right around the corner, but the names are starting to come out. The rumors, who's going to enter, who's not going to enter. Missouri Tigers wide receiver Dominic Lovett is going to be entering his name into the transfer portal. Now, what does that mean for Tennessee? Are they in the mix? Is it speculation? What will happen? Like I said, it's going to be the wild, wild west coming up here in just about a week. So we will talk about potential targets, guys that I would like to see Tennessee add, guys that Tennessee is potentially in the mix for. I know a lot of you guys love these transfer portal videos, so we're going to continue to make them, continue to talk about it. If you want more of these, hit the comment section and let me know. We're going to talk about this Missouri wide receiver, Dominic Lovett, coming up here in just a second. But as always, do me a favor, go ahead and smash the like button just below the video. It's quick, it's free, it's easy. It helps the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you are new to the Talkin Vols Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We are fans just like you. For the fans, by the fans. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. I had a fun live stream earlier this morning with Gabe. Also, Eric Kane from VolQuest.com was on the show. Go back, check that out. Talking about this season and what it means looking back now that it's wrapped up, 10-2 in the regular season. I feel like it's been a special year. And yeah, there are some things that are going to leave a bad taste in your mouth. But overall, if I had told you that Tennessee was going to go 10-2, be right on the outside edge of the college football playoff, have a chance to go play in a New Year's Six Bowl, every single one of you would have signed up for it. Special, special year. Go back, check out the live stream. We would appreciate it. But let's jump into it. Let's talk about it. Missouri star wide receiver Dominic Lovett enters NCAA transfer portal. The Tigers have reportedly lost a major offensive piece to the NCAA transfer portal. Now, some of you might be saying, Boogie, we don't need wide receivers. We've got plenty of wide receivers. You take a look at next year. I think Brew McCoy definitely going to be back. Cedric Tillman, obviously off to the NFL. What does Jalen Hyatt elect to do? We talked a little bit about that this morning on the live stream. The year that he's had, man, breaking records, what he did to Alabama. Looking back on that touchdown performance against Alabama will be absolutely legendary. That's what people will think about when they say the name Jalen Hyatt. I don't blame him at all for going off to the NFL. And look at what happened to Cedric Tillman. You know, he had pretty high draft stock last year, elects to come back, gets hurt, hasn't been the same since. Does Jalen Hyatt look at that and say, I need to head off to the NFL? You've also got Ramel Keaton likely coming back. You got some young guys. Squirrel White is a guy that gets more and more reps each and every week. Jimmy Callaway. What about Jimmy Holiday? He's a name that kind of gets floated around as a possibility to be entering the transfer portal. We'll continue to monitor that, see what happens. You've got some young freshman wide receivers. You've also got some incoming freshmen next year. Four-star wide receiver Nathan Laycock, a guy that's getting a whole lot of buzz. Cam Seldon, also a guy that's getting a lot of hype. What does Tennessee elect to do with Cam Seldon? He's a guy that can play running back, wide receiver. But we've seen this coaching staff. When we talk about a guy like Dominic Lovett, we have seen this coaching staff cherry pick, right? We saw it with Bayless Jones. We saw it with Javonte Payton. What they've done with Cedric Tillman, kind of turning his career around. We've seen them take guys and develop them. And we've said it a million times. What wide receiver would not want to play in this offense? Does Dominic Lovett want to come play in this Tennessee offense? The article here says the Missouri Tigers had a few major playmakers on the offensive side of the ball in 2022. But wide receiver Dominic Lovett was without a doubt one of the top players in that regard. If you go back and look at the Tennessee game, Dominic Lovett had 4 catches for 47 yards and a touchdown against the Vols earlier in the year. Says Drinkwitz also knows how special of a talent Lovett is and what he's lost. Here's a quote from Coach Drinkwitz. God, if you're not paying attention to him right now, he's a really good player. We're fortunate to have him. I think there's a lot of hype around another wide receiver on our team, which probably causes not enough attention to Lovett. After a freshman campaign that saw him grow into a starting role, Lovett stepped up to become the go-to guy for first-year starting quarterback Brady Cook. He hauled in 10 catches for 148 yards against South Carolina. Also finished the season against Arkansas with 6 catches for 130 yards, playing a major role in the upset of the Razorbacks. He was Missouri's leading receiver, had 56 receptions for 846 yards and 3 touchdowns. Now that those numbers, he was third in the SEC in receiving yards behind only Jalen Hyatt and also Antwan Wells from South Carolina. We saw how special of a talent Antwan Wells was. Coming out of high school, Dominic Lovett, 4-star prospect in the class of 21. So he should still have 2 years of eligibility left. I think all this COVID stuff is finally over because he did come in 2021. I think all that's out the window. I'll be glad, honestly. I will be so glad when all this goes back to normal and you don't have to figure out who's got an extra COVID year, who can do this, who can do that. But again, a 4-star prospect coming out in the class of 2021. He was the 3rd ranked player in the state of Illinois, almost a top 50 overall wide receiver, according to 247 Sports. Now, the scouting report coming out of high school says not a prospect that stands out physically, below average height and weight at the position, but has a package of skills that more than makes up for it. Has excellent acceleration and burst, beats defenders off the line cleanly, and can create immediate separation off the snap. Can make cuts at full speed and has the same burst out of his break. Shows good ball tracking skill and ability to adjust to deep balls in the air. Goes on to say has dangerous ability after the catch as well. Must get stronger and also show he can get over the middle. Time speed is not quite as fast as his game speed. Big play guy who can play in the slot or the outside, but fits the new mold of wide receivers who can be dangerous in a spread out system. That sounds familiar. Says here he is a power 5 starter, also fits the mold of what more NFL teams are moving towards. So again, comes out of high school, 4-star prospect, commits to Missouri. You go to ESPN, take a look at his stats. Got him listed here at 5'10", 187 pounds. 2022, again, 56 catches, 846 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Last year as a freshman, had 26 catches, 173 yards, no touchdowns. And I know probably what a lot of you guys are going to say is, Boogie, why do we need another wide receiver in this offense? Well, weapons are weapons, right? And I think looking at what you're losing, right? Look at what you're losing going into next year with Cedric Tillman and likely Jalen Hyatt. You guys may disagree with me. I think Jalen Hyatt is off to the NFL. So does Josh Heupel just continue to develop those young wide receivers? You know, we heard a lot of praise about Chaz Nimrod back during camp. He's a guy that I think was a little beat up throughout the year, never really progressed as much, but they're not afraid to throw those young guys out there. Look what they've done with Squirrel White. We've seen him get more and more reps as the season has progressed. But I would not be surprised at all to see this coaching staff go into the portal and add a guy like Dominic Lovett. If you can add the 3rd leading receiver in the SEC, why would you not? Right? And I get it. Tennessee is going to have some needs to fill. Does Darnell Wright head off to the NFL? If so, you got to fill that tackle spot. We need help in the secondary. We all know it. Every single one of us knows that Tennessee needs help in the secondary. I'm encouraged by some of the young guys. Can they continue to progress? Can they get better? You've got some good freshmen coming in, but again, they're freshmen. That's the difference in football now. Not that you ever really expect freshmen to come in and make an impact from day one, but the fact that you can now go into the portal and cherry pick. I know there are going to be targets that you want to get, right? You're going to want to get some corners, maybe some linebackers, although I think you're still returning some pretty good dang linebackers. If Juwan Mitchell elects to come back, which I think he is, I don't believe he went through senior day activities. Aaron Beasley's coming back. You got pretty good starting linebackers. Do you need to add some depth there, or do you rely on Elijah Herring, a guy who we've also seen progress as the season has played out? But the point being, even though we've got needs all over the field, if you can go get a guy that was 3rd in the SEC in receiving yardage, Dominic Lovett, you go pick him up and add him, you do it. You don't second guess it. You don't question it. You just go pick him up and you add him as a weapon on this football team. Coming back, I could see something like Brew McCoy, Squirrel White, and Dominic Lovett being those 3 guys in this offense with Joe Milton delivering the football to him. You guys know the deal. Hit the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think Dominic Lovett would be a nice addition, or are you way too worried? Are you way too worried about that defense or the offensive line? What are the needs? I think tight end is going to be another position of need that Tennessee has to fill in the transfer portal this offseason. But, hey, it's here, boys. It is here. The transfer portal season is here. Going to be trying to be selective, pick and choose, which guys we cover, which guys we talk about. But if you can go get Dominic Lovett, make it happen. Leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Also, smash the thumbs up on the way out the door, go check out the official merchandise of the Talkin Vols Network. You can go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin Vols. Any and all support, greatly appreciated. Thank you to all the members of the channel. Make sure you guys renew that membership. Don't let it expire. Let's keep grinding. Let's keep getting those new memberships in here. Hit the join button down below. It's only 99 cents a month. And I get it. We don't do as many live streams during the off season, but we're going to make a commitment to try to do more covering the portal, try to do more live streams covering recruiting, upcoming recruiting. So we're going to try to bring you guys as much content as possible. Again, thank you for all the support. We appreciate it. That is going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.